We're here back in the Fantasy Bar, small slate of MLB games, and we are here with 6 of my favorite plays, 5 bats, all under 5K on DraftKings, all 4K or below on FanDuel, my favorite starting pitcher in the mid-range, and of course, my favorite play of the night. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Thursday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack back here once again, providing 6 of my favorite plays on this MLB slate across both FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar. Now, a couple of things while we dive in. First of all, click that thumbs up button. You guys have been doing great with that. That's the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar. Free video for you. That's all I ask in return. Helps us out a lot. So thank you in advance for that. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be bouncing around different days. We got an NBA video coming out later this week, so different sports as well. Want you guys to get notified when these videos are released. So hit that subscribe button. And if you are an NBA player, make sure you get over to RotoGrinders.com and check out special promotion. Just $5 for 5 days of RotoGrinders Premium covering the NBA. Gonna need it. NBA is a mess right now. A lot of news, a lot of injuries, a lot of guys sitting out. So make sure you take advantage of that offer. And one last thing for our sports bettors. Guys, if you haven't checked out scoresandodds.com/beer, the link is in the description of the video. Tons of sports betting information, premium picks across all the different sports. Can compare odds across all the different sports books. Just tons and tons of information. Head over there, take advantage of special pricing for you guys there as well. Scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, let's talk some baseball here tonight. 5 games on the main slate, and we have 6 plays for you. Let's start with some bats. Let's start in the outfield with some value. Austin Slater of the Giants. Now, Slater not been great recently, no doubt. The recency bias, people are looking at box scores. They're going to ignore this guy, but I'm going to look at the numbers, and the guy that hits left-handed pitching very, very well. 328 ISO, so you're getting a ton of power out of Slater. Also, a 427 weighted OBA over the last couple seasons. Now, they go to a righty, not as good, no doubt. So we want to get him a few at-bats here against the lefty. The good news, projected to hit leadoff in this lineup. So should get at least a couple of bats here against Castano, who not a huge strikeout guy. We know that. Just a 6.5% K rate. Does give up some hard contact at 34% and uses the fastball a lot against righties. That's no good against Slater. 458 weighted OBA against that pitch over the last few seasons. And little bonus, looks like we'll have some big wind going out to left field here in this one. So a lot of reasons I like Austin Slater here tonight, especially in FanDuel at just 2,700. He's going to lead us off today in the 6-pack. All right, let's spend some money. Let's stay in the outfield with YORDAN Alvarez of the Astros. So another one that's been kind of quiet lately, and you know I love me some YORDAN Alvarez. Been a guy we've had in the 6-pack many a times, and going to go right back to the well here. Why? He's a guy that hits righties with a lot of hard contact. 49%, in fact, leads this Houston Astros team over the last few seasons. You also get an ISO over 300. We know a big power bat. A WOBA well over 400 at 424. And Alex Cobb has gotten a little bit better against lefties over the last few seasons. But when you look over the long range, a lot of hard contact allowed. 42% is a big hard contact number to a bat like Alvarez that we want the hard contact from. So it's a good matchup here hitting-wise for Alvarez. Also, Cobb 194 ISO to lefties. Not a huge strikeout guy either, just a 16.5% strikeout rate against left-handed hitters. So Alvarez, I think, gets it going sooner rather than later. I think he gets it going big time here tonight against Alex Cobb. All right, speaking of pitchers, let's roll one out here in the mid-range. It's not going to be Alex Cobb. Really liking the prospects here for Nick Pivetta tonight against the Mariners. So a lot of reasons I like Pivetta. We just mentioned the matchup. We'll get to that here in a second. The price, very, very nice here. Mid-7s on DraftKings, low 8s on FanDuel. And I think there's plenty of upside here with Nick Pivetta as well. So he's checking a lot of boxes for me. First of all, let's look at the matchup. Let's look at this game. Boston, big-time favorites, as you'd expect here, at -175. And that's partially a lot to do with the bats here. You're not going to say it's all Nick Pivetta here. That's credit for that lineup. But when you have a lineup behind you projected to score over 5 runs, that's good news. That's going to provide run support. That allows a starting pitcher to get a little bit more aggressive. And if he gets aggressive with this lineup, we could really see a big-time strikeout output here. We look at the starting lineup here for Seattle. 7 of the 9 projected starters have a 20% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching over the last few seasons. And some of them 25, upwards of 30%. So this Mariners lineup, not very impressive here. Pivetta, I know, is a guy that has struggled at times, very much boom bust here, but these are the kind of guys I love to roll out, especially in your tournaments and even in cash games. I don't mind pairing him with one of the higher end options like Walker Buehler tonight. But Nick Pivetta, great way to save money, great matchup, and I think there's plenty of upside with the Seattle lineup and their strikeouts. All right, let's get back to the bats, back to the outfield. Another guy that's struggling a little bit. I think he's going to get it going soon. That's Michael Conforto of the Mets. So the debate is always, what have you done for me lately against long-range track record? I'm going to trust the track record always over the recent results. And we know Conforto, big-time numbers against right-handed pitching. We can go back over 600 plate appearances and see 386 the weighted OBA. We know he can hit for power as well with an ISO approaching 250. Now, Mr. Williams on the hill on the other side gives up at 370 over the lefties over the last few seasons. Another low strikeout guy at just 15%. The hard contact rate at 33%. And a guy that loves to utilize his fastball. Conforto always been a good fastball hitter. 362 weighted OBA along with a 255 ISO. So I think this is the kind of matchup that could really get him going here. We're buying extremely low on him at just 3,500 on DraftKings and well below 3K on FanDuel. Like the Mets a lot tonight, and I like Conforto to get it going here at a cheap bargain basement price. All right, let's go to the other side of that matchup. I really like that game. We're going to roll with shortstop Javier BAEZ of the Cubs. Big time power against lefties. We know that 281 ISO going back over the last 3 seasons, and a WOBA over 350 against lefties as well. Lucchesi loves to throw that sinker to righties 57% of the time. That's his primary pitch to righties. Big time numbers for BAEZ against that pitch. 572 weighted OBA, 684 ISO against that pitch. Now, very limited sample there, but it shows. Can hit that pitch extremely well. And if they do go to a right-handed pitcher out of the bullpen, we still get a 200 plus ISO against righties here for BAEZ. So it's not like it takes him out of the game completely. No matter what they do, he's in a good spot. Wrigley, another spot. Looks like the wind's going to be blowing out. We know what that means. Offense should be at a premium here. Big time numbers, and I expect a very high total if that win continues here. But BAEZ just checks a lot of boxes for me here. Love him tonight against the lefty here, the tough shortstop position. All right, let's wrap this baby up. Coming up next, my favorite play of the night, the Beast of the Night. But before we get to that, we want to continue our Beast of the Night contest. And this is a thank you to you guys for hitting that thumbs up button, for checking out RotoGrinders Premium, or for just simply hanging out here in the fantasy bar, supporting the video. Beast of the Night contest, free to play. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video. It's a little different than NBA. Baseball, all I need you to do is guess the highest output of one of my 5 hitters. I don't need you to guess who it's going to be. Just give me fantasy points for whichever one of my 5 bats is the most productive on DraftKings tonight. The closest guess will win themselves a free 3-day pass to RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check everything out, or if you're already a subscriber, we will send you a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play, you know, Mass, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're not going far. We're staying right there in Wrigley Field. We're staying right there with the Chicago Cubs. We're staying right there on the infield with third baseman Kris Bryant, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, like BAEZ, a guy that's hit lefties extremely well, and his number's even more impressive than Javier BAEZ. 329 ISO against lefties, 429 the weighted OBA. Another guy that hits the sinker well, so Lucchesi could be in trouble against the heart of this lineup. 509 WOBA and a 323 ISO against that pitch, and Lucchesi has done a decent job against righties over the last few seasons, but the one area that he's struggled in, hard contact. And you mix hard contact, fly balls, and a wind blowing out in Wrigley, big time outputs could be in play here. I think Kris Bryant has a big night here tonight. In fact, I think he not only goes deep once, we're going to go big, calling 2 home runs for Kris Bryant in this matchup. Love him in all formats, making Kris Bryant easily my favorite play for Thursday night and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up here in the fantasy bar for Thursday night, talking MLB. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in the comment section right below the video. Don't forget, highest scoring hitter output on DraftKings. Just need that fantasy point output. Will win themselves some free RG Premium. Don't forget to check out RG Premium special in the NBA. $5 for just 5 days. Expires tomorrow. And of course, scoresandodds.com/beer for all your sports betting needs. Go check that out as well. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with an NBA video and more baseball to come next week, guys. Good luck tonight. Have a great weekend, all my baseball folks. We'll see you NBA folks tomorrow in the Fantasy Bar. See you. We're out. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.